Good evening. The Oxford Deep Ocean Research Institute welcomes you aboard. I will be your guide on this tour and make sure everything goes smoothly. I hope by now you have made yourself comfortable in your seat. Feel free to take pictures, but please refrain from using the camera's flash once we reach a depth below 1,000 meters. We hope you thoroughly enjoy this journey and that we can inspire your curiosity. Just below the water's surface, where the sun's energy can almost reach the ground, life is still flourishing. This coral reef has developed vivid colours and shapes. Its inhabitants are busy as usual and rarely bothered by unwelcome intruders. Once we reach a depth of 500 meters and below, we can spot the habitually shy Grimpoteuthis. These nimble octopods have additional fins that are located at the sides of their heads. Often misidentified as ears, they have earned them the nickname Dumbo octopus. In reality, those flaps are used to balance their big and heavy octopod brain, but can also expand by pumping blood into them to act as a defense mechanism. To compensate for the energy that is sacrificed while regulating their blood pressure, the resourceful Dumbo octopods make use of the ocean currents to travel, with their fins acting as sails. Now don't get fooled by a mere optical illusion. This specimen is exceptional at mimicking its surroundings to stay unseen. It is thus named the Thaumoctopus mimicus, or mimic octopus. By making use of special cells called chromatophores, he can change colour and even shape. They go as far as altering their whole physicality to become something completely different. It usually takes a great deal of observation to find an example of this species. Around this part of the ocean, loud noises sounding similar to gunshots disrupt the peaceful atmosphere. The reason? Copious numbers of Brachyura linnaeus, commonly known as the dueling crab. These crustaceans are very territorial and have taken to drastic measures to keep away intruders. Through complex muscle systems in their shells, they can shoot streams of water that reach a speed of up to 82 kilometers an hour. The resulting force can penetrate even thick shells and produces an ear-piercing snap. The first documented use of a submarine dates back to 1000 BC. The Vikings used constructions similar to large watertight barrels to explore the ocean ground. Unfortunately, glass hadn't been invented yet, so they couldn't see much. The leafy sea dragon, or Phycodurus equus, is an amazing sea creature. It has formed a symbiosis with common sea plants growing all over its body and providing camouflage in exchange. Under these conditions, a bizarre combination has formed, the Phycodurus cannabis. This specimen has cultivated sea hemp and can store excess liquefied THC in their body. The fluid can be sprayed through their gills to intoxicate attackers and render them unconscious. Although powerful, if the sea dragon stores too much THC, it risks side effects like hallucinations or memory loss. From 1946 until 1993, 13 countries used the ocean as a means to dispose of nuclear or radioactive waste. Researchers documented the surprising results of these practices. Fish and plants were less harmed than expected. Many species started to use the waste as a source of energy. After a few generations, these organisms developed a slight glow. Scientists estimate that the oceans have become 5% brighter as a result of glowing fish. A few years ago, our institute reached newspaper headlines through an incredible discovery. Although it was believed to be extinct, one of our research teams managed to track a young male Tanystropheus. Its closest living relative is, as the pattern suggests, a giraffe. They evolved from the same ancestors. After evolving into air-breathing mammals, some of them decided living on land was not their cup of tea, and they simply returned to the ocean. Sadly, they had already grown lungs and were not able to breathe underwater. To breathe air, they regularly stick their necks out of the water. The further down they live, the longer their necks become. Although harmless in appearance, throughout recent years, the Columessus column has become increasingly problematic. Scientists connect this subtype of pufferfish to changes in water levels, tsunamis, and even climate change. Like most members in this family, he can increase in size dramatically by pumping water into his stomach. Their internal organs have adapted over time, enough to have caused ships to sink in the past. At this point of our journey, you should be able to spot the light of the base station, ready to pull you up to the surface again. This means we have reached the end of this trip. We sincerely hope that we could inspire you and spark your interest in science and marine biology. Thank you for your attention.
Please remain seated until we have reached the surface. If you had a good time, do not hesitate to check out our other experiences. We recommend Into the Cold, Into Space, or a trip to the Museum of German Traffic Signs.